Three composers, three pieces, one message. Today we as artists have come together for one special reason: to show solidarity with the queer international community
and to address issues which are overlooked
and to use our voice as artists to create awareness. Dear everyone, we're very happy to welcome you to our short concert today. My name is Fabia Mantwill and I'm one of the three composers of today.
My name is Ibrahim Willeke, an LGBTIQ activist from Lebanon. I'm founder of SOFRA Cologne, a self-organized group from and for LGBTIQ refugees.
And my name is Jonathan Heck. I'm also one of the three composers, and already now I want to thank our wonderful musicians Dorothea and Philipp Schupelius, who are performing our pieces today.
The first piece you heard was contributed by the British composer Iain Bell. Lots of his music has been heard in venues such as the Carnegie Hall, the Theater an der Wien, or the Royal Opera House in London. Many of his compositions include themes of outsiders in society, most recently represented in his opera Stonewall at the New York City Opera, which commemorated the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising.
Stonewall was a movement initiated by black trans people and later on became a series of conflicts between queer people and the New York City police about 50 years ago. Not so long ago, in 2015, Ibrahim had to leave his home country, Lebanon. And I think oftenly we underestimate the situation why a person would have to leave their country. Could you tell us what your situation was like and what made you leave Lebanon?
I had to leave Lebanon after an attempt of guilt that I had to face because of my sexual orientation. But before, I faced a lot of violence and discrimination. And at that turning point, after I had several injuries, I decided later on, when I'm able to walk again, to seek freedom and safety. And that's why I came to Germany to apply asylum based on my sexual orientation.
I've heard stories where queer refugees put on makeup or purposely showed in their eyes, cliché queer behavior during their asylum procedure. How was it for you when you arrived in Germany?
I can totally agree such stories, because the people who are making or who are in decision making in such positions, they make their decisions based on stereotypes which affected gay people. And that's why me personally, I have to put makeup just to try to prove that I'm gay. Even so, putting makeup is not part of my identity, but I had to fight these stereotypes. And also, it's not only about stereotypes. You have homophobic translators in such interviews, and also people who are not aware about their rights and procedures in such interviews. So it's a compound of different struggles which people face in such a process of asylum.
Right.
You already went through exactly that process, and you have founded your organization SOFRA.
Mm-hmm.
How do you address and in that case also help people in that specific situation arriving to also a sort of homophobic system in there?
I would say, like, not directly we were able to change, but after 1 year of activism, we were able to have a basic knowledge about the situation of LGBT refugees and their needs. And that's why after 1 year we were able to develop 2 projects. First project is to create a safe place for LGBTIQ people to exchange among each other. And second project is to school people who work in decision making how to behave, or how, or at least to understand LGBTIQ refugees and the countries they come from.
In that first point, how does a safe space look like?
A safe place means a place where can people come be their own identity, feel connected with other people, have support, feel empowered without any face or action of discrimination or violence or fears or bullying.
Earlier you have said you faced a very threatening and a very life-threatening situation in Lebanon. How, because I think it's very admiring how you have turned that into something so positive, what you're doing now by helping others. How was that moment where you made the decision, I want to have this fight and I want to help other people?
As you said, now in my homeland I passed through a traumatic event, and this event had a lot of feelings in me of anger, frustrations, fear, also a little bit of hate because of what happened to here. But after I arrived to Germany, I started a process of healing, okay? And I started my therapy. I also found the structures which supported me, empowered me. And here also we can add the topic of people who experience traumas. When they find enough support and safe places where they can self-develop, this post-traumatic stress disorder can develop to a post-traumatic growth. So each people have strengths, and in our work we try to identify the strengths in the people and empower them to move on in their lives. That
growth that you're talking about, I find it very incredible and admirable, because it must be a very long path. I would like to get back to that later again. For now, the next piece you're going to hear is composed by my dear friend Fabia Mantwill. Fabia Mantwill is a saxophonist, a composer, a conductor, an arranger. Fabia is an all-rounder based in Berlin, and her album Imperience is about to be released on the 21st of May. This next piece now is called 122 Steps to Rebirth. Can you tell us, before we listen to it, something about the title?
Yeah, so what I find is that life is a journey, and it's about growing and it's about learning. It's about facing challenges sometimes, and it's about taking actions and taking steps. And I think through those steps we have the chance to discover a new strength inside us, and to also, just overcome barriers. And this can also be seen in a metaphorical sense as a rebirth. And writing this piece for today has been kind of a rebirth for myself as well. So I found it really suits, and I wanted to share it with you today.
At this point, we want to encourage you to check out the website, which you will find in the contribution above, which leads you to the website of SOFRA Cologne, founded by Ibrahim. And there you will also find an option of donating, and we would be very happy if you show that kind of support.
Ibrahim, when I'm donating, can you explain where the money goes? What do you need that for?
I think this is an important question to know where I donate. Why do we need donation? First of all, you are supporting the existence of safe place for LGBTIQ refugees. In this good donation, we can maintain to cook food and bring drinks for our meetings for the LGBTIQ refugees and immigrants, and at the same time to pay their travel costs since they are living in isolated regions. This is the first point. Second point is we support LGBTIQ refugees who are victims of violence to bring them to safety by renting for them a safe space in a hotel room for 1 day or 2 days to be able to heal. And the third main reason is we support LGBTIQ refugees in their lawyer spheres. A lot of LGBTIQ refugees have negative decisions from Bundesamt für Migration und Flüchtlinge, and that's why we support them in lawyer fees to have a lawyer to make for them claims in court.
Homophobia is for sure a topic which needs to be addressed with solidarity. And the last piece you're going to hear is a piece by the wonderful Jonathan Heck, and it's part of his ballet production Existentia. Jonathan has worked with multiple international choreographers and specialized in ballet music. The choreographers on this specific production, Existentia, is Craig Davidson, and he always referred to this piece as a piece of togetherness and hope.
Exactly, and I think togetherness, hope, and also solidarity, those are the main points which made me choose that specific piece and to put it in this project now, because if you look around the world, there are still so many countries where homosexual acts are illegal, and for example, if someone living there is watching right now, what would your message for them be?
First of all, if you are still living in a hostile environment with non-accepting people, I would recommend you to keep your sexuality as a secret until you arrive a land of safety where you can live your sexuality openly. And just in case if you are living in a family and your family is kind of open-minded or accepting, you can first of all address the topic in general and see their opinion. And if you feel they are supportive, you can step by step start outing yourself, and you can have the acceptance of your family.